So I own this 16-inch Intel MacBook Pro since November 30th, 2021, and it is a great machine for me. However, I heard some of the stuff that some people keep saying it to me, such as, yo, this MacBook cannot even last for 1 second. Do you know that your MacBook battery will be dead the moment when you unplug from its charger? You know your MacBook will be dead immediately the moment when it no longer gets support. And you know something, your MacBook has Intel chip, and since it has Intel chip, you know it's gonna melt and then explode, right? Because overheat ma. And guess what? I decided to upgrade it this time for real. So let's check out the new MacBook. Alright, goodbye to this MacBook. So you'll probably be wondering what am I upgrading to, which is I'm upgrading to this MacBook, which Apple calls it the MacBook Air, and this thing is like what, million times better compared to the Intel MacBook because this thing is tiny, it is Apple Silicon, and also I'm a first person who got this one, I assume, for now. The box is really tiny, which is a good thing because you know, shipping, you're gonna save some space, and also since this thing is small, can fit in your pocket, unlike the 16-inch Intel MacBook Pro. And this thing is lighter compared to that, which is the most important part. Well, let's look at the box. You can see there's a picture of the MacBook right here. There's like a reflective MacBook. MacBook Air, you can choose in 4 different colors. I picked the silver because I prefer silver. Here's the new unreleased Apple logo. We got a MacBook Air again, and that's the Apple logo seems to be upside down. Gotta let people work at Apple know about this. And same thing for the back. So let's unbox it. And yeah, there's nothing in the box. So pretty much Apple removed the charger, but that's a good thing because most of people probably have USB Type-C cable nowadays. So we can just leave the box, I would say, like right here. Here's a new MacBook, and you know, obviously I'm gonna do it slowly for the ASMR. Tends to be like a bubble wrap, which is a good thing as this thing replaced the Apple stickers. Obviously, you know, an Apple sticker you can stick anywhere, but this is way better as it makes everything more satisfying. Check this out. See? And it's time to check out this new MacBook Air, MacBook Air. Where you can see the Apple logo seems to be a bit off, but who cares anyway? Plus this is a pre-production unit, so you know, I'm gonna need to tell Apple for sure. So let's peel this sticker off. You can tell it is harder since this is a pre-production unit. Obviously the finalized product will be way better compared to this. See, it's an Apple logo. And next, compare that to an iPhone 2G. Yep, it is an Apple logo to me. So here's how the design looks like, and the Apple logo seems to be off, but you know, as I say earlier. And here's a side. There's like what, three ports right here, and I couldn't see that well. There's this thing so they can open the screen easily. And there's another 3 more parts, which is a good thing, as you know, Apple back then they tend to remove stuff, and this time they're gonna bring everything back. Here's the bottom. I don't think you can see that well, but if I take a picture using the macro lens, you probably can see it way better. So I'm just gonna put here, and ooh, I mean, it's not a surprise. As I say, this is a pre-production stuff, so you need 2 hands for this. No, a typical Mac, and yeah, it's a MacBook. It's so random that they call it the MacBook Air, but they decided to call it MacBook Air. And there's a sticker right here, which I have no idea what that says, and you can see me. Hi. So I wonder, can you peel this thing off? Oh yes, you can. This feels so much better. Yeah. So I would assume that this new MacBook Air probably have the same size as an iPhone 2G, which you can kind of see right here. They both look kind of similar, and in terms of the weight, the iPhone feels more heavier. I mean, this thing doesn't have battery anyway, but still, this iPhone feels way more heavier compared to this. Good thing Apple improved stuff. So I'll connect this thing to my monitor, and yeah, let's explore this thing. So I have all my setup right here, and the guy who sold me this pre-production unit say that I need to put this MacBook right here. Make sure it wirelessly connect to the monitor, as you know, this thing is quite futuristic. Also, I need to make sure this MacBook is closer to that horrible Intel MacBook, as I need to transfer files. I put it on my bed because I don't have enough space. I need to turn on this thing, so I need to put it like right here. Make sure everything's working. Yep. The mouse, yep. And I need to turn my monitor on. So it's gonna show Lenovo firstly. That's obvious because this is a Lenovo monitor. And oh wow, that is fast. It doesn't even show the bar thing, which is a big improvement compared to the old Apple Silicon Mac. Alright, so here's how the setup is gonna be. So right here, the MacBook. I'm just going to put this iPhone next to it because why not? I mean, this iPhone is important to the world as it's the first actual touchscreen smartphone. Here's the keyboard. I prefer to have the backlit off. And here's the monitor and here's the mouse. So here's how the about this Mac looks like. I couldn't show much as this thing is confidential. Here's like a sneak peek, I guess. You know what else I can do pretty much, which is I can open Geekbench 6, check automatically. And I dropped that MacBook box. Great. So you can see it shows my device. I'm not gonna show it since once again this is confidential. And you know, obviously this thing gonna beat Intel, but let's see whether can it beat the new Apple Silicon, especially the M3 Pro and the M3 Pro Max. Let's run. So the Geekbench score is finally done, and as you can see, single core I got 4106 and the multi-core is 97531, which is a big jump if we compare to a 2020 MacBook Air with my new MacBook. You can see 4106 for the single core on mine and 2578 for the MacBook Air, the predecessor. And when you look at the multi-core 97531, look at the predecessor 9651. This is like a big jump. Let's take a look on the M3 Max MacBook Pro 21405. I don't need to give some explanation at this point because like it's a big upgrade. Also, this thing does not overheat compared to whatever MacBook. This MacBook literally does not heat up at all compared to my MacBook. Since Apple Silicon, you know, sometimes it's gonna heat up, but this MacBook, it literally tried to freeze itself. Like, you know, like when you touch it, you can't even touch it because it's too cold. That's how good it is. Well, you're probably wondering, why am I using the monitor instead of the actual screen? Well, because the actual screen, for now, it's not functional. However, you can see it's glossy and reflective. You can do this. It acts like a mirror. You can see video in real life. And I don't know whether you can see me or not, but it's pretty much like a live YouTube, but you're pretty much looking at yourself. So you probably know that I own so many iPhones all over the years, from the iPhone 2G and currently I'm driving the 13 Pro Max. Well, somehow I never got to own an iPad. So this is a big opportunity as I just got a MacBook, might as well just get a new iPad. So here we go, we got a new iPad. So we're gonna take it off from the bag. And oh no, I just dropped my iPad. But hey, at least this iPad is durable though. The screen is incredibly tiny, but you know, you can see it turns on, but the screen is frozen. At least you can see the home screen though. Best part is it's running all iOS. Alright, so let's compare this iPad with an iPhone 3G. I couldn't use the iPhone 3G as that thing is faulty. You can see my iPhone 3G works. Both of them have the same icon, and for some reason there's an iPod down there and there's the music app, but who cares? As long as it works, that's the important part. So let's go to cameras. And you can see right there the iPad wins because the iPad literally took a screenshot. This iPhone is a bit nightmare when taking a screenshot because you need to press the home button and the volume button like this. And then you have to go to photos, which, you know, takes more work compared to that. And there, you get to see the screenshot. There's one good thing about this compared to this iPad, which is like you can literally zoom in, like you can see how close is this place. And yep, that's the old Apple headquarters. I think it's called One Infinite Loop. So yeah, that's the differences between these two. Alright, so remember I talked about this MacBook earlier? Well, here's the iPad. You can see it is incredibly tiny though. And when I put on top of the trackpad, I guess it kind of fits. At least these two are durable though compared to the predecessor. Also, this thing is like way more solid. I'm gonna try to bend it. Nope. doesn't bend. See, I told you this is way better than the iPad Pro. So do I recommend getting this MacBook and this iPad? Well, my answer is yes, as you can do this kind of like crazy stuff. A wireless setup. Look at me, I can control this Mac without plug everything in. For the iPad, obviously for its durability, as this thing is like way stronger compared to the iPad Pro. My answer is yes, just buy these two. April Fool! Well, all the stuff that I did earlier with the monitor is pretty much I have to use this thing and then I put this thing on the ground. So yeah, that's how I did it. Also, this is the real Geekbench score from my MacBook while the lid is closed. Obviously, I don't think it's great, probably because the lid is closed and the airflow is not that great. Consider like you probably need to leave the screen on to have better cooling. So yeah, that's the actual score right there. You'll probably be wondering, am I going to upgrade my MacBook? Well, my answer is no. I know Apple Silicon MacBooks are good, and I know that I spend a lot of money with this thing, but then like, even if I did not spend it way too much, though, I probably would keep using this thing, as this thing doesn't feel slow and it's literally works with me for what I do. I feel like I'd probably be upgrading when app support starting to be horrible, aka no longer get updating. I don't mind though macOS stop getting updated, but app support is the most important thing. So I hope you enjoy watching this video. Thanks for watching and bye. I filmed this video on March 26th, but by the time when this video is out, it's April 1st. Also, April 1st is my birthday. So yeah, that's a random thing I would share.